Welcome to tonight's live session of Rainbow Walker. Matthew Douglas is currently in the meditation process. As you can tell, I'll be bringing him out of that soon. So just a little bit about what to expect when he comes out of meditation. The spiritual advisors known as Rainbow Walker will come through. They normally bring an inspirational message, followed by a Q&A session, and then possibly a closing message, but we'll see what they have in store for tonight. If you have any questions you would like to ask for the Q&A session, please feel free to email me at info@rainbowwalkerbooks.com, and I'll be glad to get that into the Q&A session. Thank you, and enjoy tonight's session.
Hello.
Hi, who's here with us today?
Zach, Seth, Yogi, and Joy.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Would you like to begin with an inspirational message, or what would you like to do for this evening?
As you wish.
Thank you.
Welcome to this moment. Take in this section of time revolving around a life that is unfolding. Are you living to live in this moment? Are you waiting to die? Are you living to die? Are you dying to live? Let go of the moment and take in the experience of time, of a life that is measured by time, and yet time has nothing to do with it. The experiences that you obtain throughout life, the collection of moments, the collection of time, is released once you are released from this vessel of movement, of physicality. You let go once you release, but let go now. Let go in this time, let go in this moment of yesterday and of what's to be. And let your life revolve around nothing has to be, but everything is possible. The creation of time in this dimension was put there only as a measurement to help you see the past and differentiate the past from the future into now. And yet it doesn't matter, because yesterday has been lived, and today is being lived, and tomorrow is yet to become. But all you know is all you are now. All you know is in this moment. What you have become, where you have been, and what you are still capable of becoming. What you still have potential to be, which is anything but ordinary. Anything but not special. You are a unique individual soul, speaking out into this life, transforming and manifesting and expressing from beyond life, from beyond this dimension. Your soul came out and expressed itself into this being before you. And yet nothing has changed. Beyond this physicality, you are who you are. You are who you have always been. A loving soul from the source of it all. And yet today you sit here in this moment, in this body, seeing that your life may be different from what you want it to be. Seeing that your life may not be all that you want it to be. And yet, the choices were made, and you sit here in this moment. And that wondering, that I want it to become, I wanted it to be something else, or I want it to still be something else, doesn't matter. In as much as you are who you are, and you are still loved in this moment, completely, fully, unconditionally. And in each moment that you step, in each dream that you wake up in, the expression is still there, and the manifestation is still in motion. What you see today does not have to be what you see tomorrow. What you see tomorrow does not have to be what you saw last week. The manifestation's in motion as your life is in motion. Live to live today. Live to live in this moment. Don't live to die. Don't die to live. Live. Be. Accept that you are who you are. In this moment, in the next moment, and in every moment to come. Although there are those that live to die, wait to die, that day will never come because you will never die. So just be. Let go of dying. Let go of living. Grab a hold of being and see what that does for your life. Let go of expectation and grab a hold of allowance. Because with expectation comes judgment, and with judgment comes disappointment. Because those who you hold to a higher bar, at one moment or another, they will never get there. And yet the judgment will come in saying, why can't you be what I want you to be? Because they are who they are. The expectation and the judgment comes with holding somebody up and expecting them to live up to that which you hold them to. Do not start on the level you set for someone, but exist on the level they set for themselves. And love them there. Love them for where they are, not for where you expect them to be. Cheer them along in their life. Love them in every moment and every step they take in their life. And you will find that the life that you expect of them is not the life they hold for themselves. In many cases, they want to live their life in acceptance of themselves. But yet, many souls walk this plane and seek out the acceptance of others. And it doesn't matter. The acceptance of others matters as much as the time in each moment. It is the experience separate from that time, and it is the acceptance in that experience. And life is an experience of an experience in an experience of continued experience. Every moment is an experience, and every life is the addition of each experience to make up the whole experience. And after this life is complete, the judgment was never there. The acceptance is always there. And the experiences, well, they never go away. And you will find that the time in this plane is not what you are here for. The judgment, you don't have time for. And the acceptance is all you are. You are who you are. Out of time, out of judgment. You are only acceptance. You do not have time for judgment. But take time for acceptance. And don't live to die. Don't die to live. Just be in your life. And let your life become, as you start to expand your allowance, then the expectation of life.
One moment, Rainbow Walker, there's an audio issue. I don't know how to fix it. Okay, please continue. Thank you.
The expectation, without it, your life opens up to become a life of discovery. And the judgment falls away. And as your life becomes one of discovery, then every discovery you realize seeks to move you forward in this experience. Every discovery leads you to another discovery, and that discovery to another, and that discovery to another. And your expansion continues. Your growth continues. And your being continues. But as you discover that the boundaries of life seek to close you in, seek to hold you from discovery, and seek to turn that discovery into expectation and judgment from that expectation. And so as you start to allow your life to unfold and start to allow the discoveries to be made, then you will see that you are a walking masterpiece in motion, and that your life is yet to be finished, and that your beauty is yet to be fully discovered, fully realized, fully appreciated. And as you see your life, be your life. Don't expect your life to be, but be and discover your life as it becomes. As you move forward in your life, expand the boundaries and release yourself from them. And start to take off the chains of expectation. Start to take off the chains that hold you in. And allow yourself to be free. And allow your life to fully show itself to you. So as you start to begin each day, and inevitably you will look in that mirror. Make a promise to yourself in every day to become more and more allowing, and to know that you are a soul and a life of beauty. And that no matter what seeks to insert itself as judgment or in telling you otherwise, know that the falseness you do not have time for, and that the truth is all you are here to discover. The truth is within, and the falseness doesn't matter. And each experience and every moment gains another experience and another experience. The discovery upon discovery upon discovery of you. Truth, beauty, and a life becoming with love. Questions?
Thank you so much for that beautiful message. Yes, we have a few questions. Wolf in Ontario would like to ask, how do we tap into our past life talents?
Thank you. And in love, we meet you in discovering your own. The past talents of past lives only insert themselves in this life where they are needed, where they are warranted, where they are valid. But in adhering to this life, it is about discovering your gifts of who you are in this life. And the talents and the theme for which flows throughout reality and flows throughout the lives of past and the lives of now. You will discover your theme as you discover this life. And although the talents and the gifts may reveal themselves to be, in your perspective, in your perception, rather small, but in totality of your life, in totality of who you are, they are just magnificent in size and magnificent in the effect that it can have on the lives in this dimension, in the lives of this plane. But the talents for which you are in this life, do not let go of the effect that it can have now. Although it is interesting, although it is curious in your mind to discover that which you were in the past, to discover that which you were in past lives, know that discovering the truth of yourself in this life reveals themes for which the past has held. And yet in this life, you are here for the reason of discovering your truth in this form, your truth in this manifestation. Know that in every talent that you have, it goes to serve you in this life and the objectives of this soul in this life. And yet, the theme is there. As you were an artist in the past, there is a shining of that in this life. As you might have been one that is talented in music in past, in lives in past, you might in this life just like music. So the many talents for which you portrayed in past lives, they reflect themselves in this life just how they are meant to in this life. So as you were a teacher of music in one life, you are a lover of music in this life. As you might have loved to ride a horse in another life, you might just look at a horse and admire them in this life. Or as you might ride horses in this life, you might have been an admirer of them in another life. So it is a theme that shines through. But make no mistake about it, that what you like in this life is for this life. And it plays its role in this life in order for you to discover on this journey, in order for you to reveal in this experience. For if you were a musician in this life, and yet the discovery was for you to only like music, and for it to draw you in to meeting somebody who plays a violin because you like the sound of a violin. And so you go to the concert and you meet the person and you fall in love. If you were supposed to only be a lover of music in this life, and yet you chose to follow the path of being a musician, and you were the one on the stage and not the one that was supposed to be in the audience, the paths would not have crossed. The discovery may not have been made. And so, trying to discover that of the past will really be revealed in the discoveries of now, in this life. And so the theme reveals itself, and in past lives you play many roles, but in this life you play this role. You make these discoveries, and you become from those discoveries to reveal your life, to reveal the truth of you in this moment, and the truth of what's yet to become in the next. You are talented. You are gifted. You are who you are. With love.
Thank you. That was great. Alexis in Long Beach has 2 questions. You're welcome to pick one and answer what you would like, or you're welcome to give her a little bit on both. Her 2 questions are, is there a message from anyone in her alien ancestry? And her second is, what is her purpose?
The 2 questions might be separate, but the 2 questions are the same in the answer. Interesting. How the themes of life and how you think, and with love we reveal. The ancestry and the revelations of those that exist beyond what you think exists. The truth is that life exists in many forms. The truth is that beyond you is not beyond you. That you can communicate, that you can travel beyond the boundaries and the expectations and the restrictions that are placed beyond you, in front of you. That says to not go past this point. There is nothing to see here. But in this life, it is but just to say hello to you. That the themes for walking this plane in this moment, the theme for your life in this moment, is to know that you are a being beyond beings. That in this life, you exist in this form, but in others, you exist in others. But to say hello, and that communication is something that says, hello, remember me in your life. And that communication is the theme that is swirling around you in this moment. Communication. That which you hear may be different from what you really hear. And what you are here for may be totally different from what you're really here for. And take this moment to examine your life and know that those that want to speak have to listen first. And that those that speak sometimes do not listen. And the best listeners are the best speakers. And the best speakers are the best listeners. So take your life in this direction of listening, but also speaking. Because your place is not always in the audience, but your time on stage is to come. That your time on live stage is already becoming. And that you have something to say, but you also always want to listen. And that is where you are starting. That is where you are beginning. This journey and this time is in the listening part. So start to let go of always using your ears. And they are saying, they are speaking. It's coming from the heart. It's coming in truth. And they hear you. And they want to say hello. But others are to hear from you too. So listen, but also know that you can speak with love.
Thank you so much. The next question is from Vicky in Oceanside. She has some question on some business guidance. She's doing several different things right now, and she wants to know if she should focus on one thing instead of offering multiple options for them. And then she is coming from a place of serving. What can she do to better serve, to open up the flow of energy and finances around that? And if you could also give her guidance on a catchy hook to present her speaking stuff, that would be great.
Well, is as deep as the questions. Take guidance in knowing that, yes, focus, but know that many things are in the works and that she is meant to be offering many things, but to focus on bringing one thing out at a time. Know that all things will move forward one at a time. And that once you finish, then you can continue forward. But don't weigh yourself down by opening up too many directions all the time. But know that you are going in the directions that you are going for a reason, and that they have meaning, and that one at a time. Opening up and letting it go, letting it work, letting it get into the process. And then as that is going, you start to let the other go. And as that is going, you start to let the other go. And as that is going, you continue on. But in the same instance where you are focusing is the same instance where the money comes in. And the part where the finances, where you are tied and you are going in all the directions, know that that doesn't mean that you have to be pulled here, pulled there, pulled here, pulled there, pulled here, pulled there, because that is when the energy gets scattered. That is when the confusion starts to overtake, and then the second guessing starts to come in, and then long before you know it, you are not where you want to be. But in focusing, but knowing that there was a lot of directions that you were proceeding in, but focusing on getting one thing going at a time is the best way to allow it to start working for you and to allow it to turn on, turn on, turn on, turn on, turn on. And for you to release the fact that because the scattered energy and the scattered, I'm pulling here, I'm pulling there, I'm pulling here, the fear comes in and says, oh, it's not going anywhere. But in truth, if you take a deep breath, say, okay, now it's time to turn this on and let that go. Okay, now as that is out there in the universe and out there starting to work, I'm starting to bring things back, and I'm starting to let that energy flow. Now I can focus on this and get that turned on and going out. But in all of the directions that you are opportunities lying in wait, the focus in letting go, focus and letting go, focus and letting go is bringing it back to the steps, bringing it back to, okay, I'm almost here on this, I'm almost here on this, but before you get here, you must complete this. So focus, completion, and moving on. Focus, completion, and moving on. Focus, completion, and moving on. It's the best way to stay confident in this direction, and then confident in this direction, and confident in this direction, because instead of being pulled here, being pulled here, being pulled here, you are right here. You are right here. You are right here. You are right here. And then you are very focused on each of them, and then it's easier and more confidently that you go between them, because you already know they're at that stage. You already know they're at that stage. You already know they're at that stage. Why is that? Because focus, completion, moving on. Focus, completion, moving on. Focus, completion, moving on. And as you move on from this one, it's working for you. As you move on from this one, it's working for you. But the scattering and the too much at once over here, over here, over here, over here, also brings the scattered energy, brings the fear of failure, brings the fear of not getting everything done, and then brings the realization, the judgment, and the worry. But you are not one that is weak. You are not one that is scattered. You are not one that is without the ability to do it. But the focus, confidence, and truth in knowing that, okay, it's where I want it, now I'm moving on to this. It's where I want it, now I'm moving on to this, so that you are taking the steps in confidence, not in fear. So that you are being pulled, not being pulled, but taking steps. Okay, I'm going to take a step in this direction. I'm not going to be pulled in it. I'm going to take a step in this direction. I'm not going to be pulled in it. Because it has to come from a place of confidence. It has to come from a place of truth and not fear. And the realization that, okay, I have this together, now I'm moving on to this. So that you're always staying in that energy of confidence. You're always staying in that energy of, I know this is going to work for me because I am working for it. I know that this is in the right energy because I am in the right energy while I'm working in it. And that I know that I can do it because you can do it. And that the only way to get it to work for you is to work for it first. And to follow the realization with action, and to follow the action with completion. And that you know that your life is in progress. But completion is what's missing. Completion is where the steps you want to be taking is. And driving that forward is where you have to be in the right seat. You have to be in control of where you're moving forward, not in the passenger seat and just wanting to know where it's going. Where am I over here? Am I over there? No, you're right here. And your life is right there too. Focus, completion. Moving on. Focus, completion, moving on, so that your life can move on. So that your life can move. So that you can move with your life. And that is where the stress comes in, where people start to feel stuck. Is that don't just move with your life, let your life move with you. Be confident in the way forward because you are driving it. Be confident in your life because you're in the driving seat. Not in control as much as you are alert and in full view of where you are going. And the allowance part comes with letting go the control of this has to be so that you're always over here, you're always over there, you're always over there. But when you are in the seat and in view of where it's going, full view, then you can also be right there to drive it forward. Instead of over here going, okay, where is that going again? What direction is that headed again? You're right here and you know. You're right here and you. Okay, now we move it forward. Okay, now we move it forward. Okay. I can do this. Okay. This can move forward. This can become what it was always meant to be. Because now you're in the seat. Now you're ready. Let your phrase, let your hook, let your passion and expression come out around movement in life. Come out around, don't let your life move without you, but be the movement of your life. And take and mold your expressions around movement and life and the way forward versus just watching it go by. And start to let your creative flow and let it come to you. As it always does. And it's always meant to. With love.
Thank you so much. That is a great help, I'm sure. For this last portion, as you mentioned, or as you kind of touched upon, so many people are affected with stress and societal pressures. Maybe they have a job they don't like. Can you give us a guide, maybe like a step-by-step process to help people feel like get to a point where they're living more relaxed in the flow, where they can follow their inner guidance and do what they love, or how to know what their purpose is? And maybe it's not all of that, but whatever you would like to send through to help people deal with a lot of this stress and craziness that the world is so caught up in right now would be great.
Yes. And thank you for expressing the frustration as a whole in life, in this world, in this movement that, okay, everything is happening, everything is coming on everyone. But it's really not. It's really not as it is portrayed. And in your life, it feels like that at times. Whether you are depending on someone else or they're depending on you. The stress, the energy of, I have to be this for that person. I have to do this, and I have to continue to pay these bills. I have to continue to let my life be what it is. I have to hold it up. That is where the stress is, of always feeling like you have to hold your life up. Always feeling that you have to hold something up when you really just want to let it all go. Just really want to get your hands back, get your arms out of the sky, out beyond just holding it up. And allowing yourself, your life, and your creation to be free. How are you expected to create in your life if your hands are always full? How are you expected to create your life the way you want it to be if you always are left holding it up to be and to remain as it is? Well, it is first in acceptance of what your life is, of what is in your life, of what is causing this perception of stress in your life. What are those points? What is in your hands? What are you holding up? And start to pinpoint and identify what it is that has got your hands full. What it is that's got your life remaining as it is. Some types in life, some souls are left with raising another soul. And as that type of stress, it's just part of the process. Other stresses are not. So to first accept and identify what it is that is causing you stress, what it is that's causing you to just have to hold it up. And feeling that weight upon your life, feeling that weight upon yourself. And step 2 is to identify if that is a stress that is part of the process, or if it is a stress that is part of the problem. And 3, to start to take your hands down. If you were to let it go, would the world collapse? If you were to let it go, would your world collapse? Are you such a pillar of life remaining as it is? Or are you allowing it to remain as it is by holding it up? Are you enabling your life to remain the same because you are afraid that if you let it go, of what it will become? And then, after identifying whether it is part of the process or part of the problem, then to realize that you are not alone. Too many times in life, you get stuck in the process of identifying that my life is lonely because I feel as though I'm alone in living it. When in truth, you are not alone. Your problems, your stresses are not yours alone to bear. The weight of your life is not only yours to carry. And to realize that you are not alone, and to also let it out. Get it off your chest. Release your worries. To not hold it in as you hold it up. To let go of having to continue to be the only one in a world full of souls. Your life does not have to be and does not have to remain with you holding it up. The stresses of life and the stresses of this world that continue to weigh down upon you really have nothing to do with your personal world and the personal stresses that already weigh upon you. By letting it out does not mean by just, these are my problems. These are my perceived stresses. These are my weight to bear. When in truth, we stand beside you. Your guides are there to hear and to listen to you as God listens. As the source of it all looks upon you with love. And as you carry this weight of life, as you move through the steps of your journey, a lot of times you feel alone, but you are not alone. But you would be surprised on letting it out, on just letting it fall. And know that you are not a failure in life. You are a part of life. That your life does not fail or succeed based upon this moment or the next, But your life is a work in progress. And albeit a lifelong process, a lifelong progression of growth and learning and playing and evolving. So to let it out and to know that you are not alone will also let go of some of that stress. And then to take steps and making different choices. I looked at this and I feel as though my life can't go any further. But this is the day I choose to continue in this job. I continue to choose this direction in life. Tomorrow, choose a different direction. Tomorrow, make another choice. If you do not like the choices of today, tomorrow gives you the opportunity to make another choice. If you do not enjoy this moment today, then what if you make the same choices tomorrow? What enjoyment will you have then? So the next step is to make different choices. And that step, for many, is the hardest. Because if you make a different choice, then what will it become? What will your life become if you choose to not hold it up any longer, but choose to transform it from you holding it up into it holding you up? So the next step after making different choices is to live a different life. By transforming how it is you allow your life to unfold, by being open to letting go of the control. And as we talk about allowance, control is a big part in going towards that expectation and going towards that judgment, because if you let it go, failure, you are not good enough. You were exactly what you thought you'd be. But in truth, you are just who you are today. And in making those different choices and in allowing your life to unfold in a new way, by transforming the way you think your life can be into allowing your life to become different, then the last step is focus. Focus on staying in this energy of transformation. And that comes from the meditation, from the moments of silence, from the acceptance of I am good enough. And staying in that energy, staying in that moment of peace, in knowing that I don't have to hold up my life. I have to allow my life to hold me up. And yet, those stresses that are part of the process will come and go as you raise a soul, as you transform your life. But those stresses that are part of the problem are what needs to be transformed in your life so that your life can lift you up, and so that you can start to eliminate that which you hold up, that which you lift up in life, because it just weighs you down. So, take this process and start to allow your life to unfold in a different way and transform your life into something that is as beautiful as you are, with love.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. And our time is about up, so would you like to have a very brief closing message to wrap this up?
Yes. And thank you for being in this energy. Thank you for allowing this energy to be heard and felt. Because you are the love, and in the allowance, the love flows. In the allowance, the love is seen in your life. If you allow the love to be seen in yourself, you are in that allowance, and it's your choices that decide how it unfolds. You are love. You are loved. You are love. You are light. You are the power beyond, and it is found within. We are Rainbow Walker. Thank you.
Welcome back, Matthew. Thank you everyone for joining this evening. It was a beautiful message. I hope you enjoyed it. I would like to welcome everyone. You're welcome to check out our website, rainbowwalkerbooks.com. You can see the events page to see the next live stream session, and it'll be in 2 weeks, but you can follow the events page to see all of our upcoming events. And then we also have other products, lots of videos on that. So please check it out. Matthew, do you have any closing messages?
Just thank you. I'm just struck with I just feel like energy coming in this way. I apologize, but I'm just hello. But anyway, I really appreciate you joining and just being in the energy. I just, it can only be what it can be if you're here, and I just appreciate you allowing me to be in your space and for you to share mine. So thank you.
Have a good evening. Thank you, everyone.